Hey, we're on.
Hi, everybody.
We're here.
Welcome back to an episode of Fangirlz Assemble. We always start the show laughing because we just crack ourselves up
It's true.
while we're getting ready for the show to start.
It's true. We were like, oh, I guess it's time. We were talking. We were just talking. We were here.
We had to catch up.
It doesn't count as being late if we were here, right? We were early.
That's why I always set it as 8:05 just in case.
So smart.
You never know. There could be an issue.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. So smart. So smart. You know, you would also be really smart if you shopped at InStockTrades.com, our great sponsor. You can get the best deals. In fact, there's some omnibus deals right on the front page right now. They are more off than they usually are, and they're usually very off. Their Omni's about, Marvel Omni specifically about 42% off, but all books up to 50% off, free shipping at $50 in the United States. Best packaging around, truly.
Absolutely.
A joy. Just a joy to shop from. That's how I feel.
They're a blessing.
Yeah. We're going to talk about Sweet Tooth today. I got all my Sweet Tooth hardcovers in. I'm sorry they are out of print, but you can get the compendium.
Oh, yeah, for a really good price.
Really great price. I mean,
I read all mine online, but I ordered the compendium for a friend who's going to join me on Over Your New Year on Tuesday for Sweet Tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I do Amazon because I need to get to them in 2 days because I put off doing it. And yeah, it's great. It has all the issues of like the main run. And I think he was surprised by how long it was. I was like, he's like, nice, this is 40 issues. I was like, is that okay?
It's, you know what though? It's surprisingly a quick read.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've reread it a few times now. So fast. Hey, Gabby.
Hello. I know Gabby finished the show in prep.
Oh yeah.
I finished it. I watched it all today.
I mean, it's short, so it's not bad at all.
It was a great way to spend my Sunday. I just woke up, had some breakfast, sat down for Sweet Tooth, which was
beautiful.
An upper.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree.
Which so I guess we should preface this, right? So we're going to be comparing the Sweet Tooth comic to the show. We did do a review of the comic last month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was my first time reading it. Kristan's, I don't know how many times.
Probably third, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we will be comparing the two. So there will be some spoilers. We won't be able to avoid that. I do not think it will lessen from your viewing pleasure of watching it personally. Because we're not going to do like a play-by-play. We're just going to talk about how our feelings are comparing the two.
Yeah, we're not summarizing the episodes. You can get that elsewhere, if that's what you want.
Yeah, but you will be surprised still. I don't think even if I really describe this show, I don't think it's going to give away the ambiance that this show gives.
I agree.
So yeah, is Tony Chopper a hybrid from Sweet Tooth universe? Sweet Tooth One Piece crossover.
Ooh, I like that.
It would work. Work. Haven't seen a show yet or Kim's last season. The shame. Hey, you've probably been busy. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm in season 4. I'm getting there. I'm going to be very sad when it's over.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. What I am glad at, okay, so I guess, man, what to jump in first? So first, I wasn't sure if this was going to be like a limited. Obviously, it's not.
Right.
But I'm kind of glad that we have more of it.
Oh, 100%.
I'm glad it wasn't a limited series. I'm glad it's taking its time.
Yeah, even though we just said this is like 40 issues, it's a quick read.
Yeah.
If they would have done it with the TV medium in that amount of time, I don't think they could have done it justice. So I'm glad it's not a movie, and I'm glad it's not a limited series.
Me too.
I would keep watching this.
So I guess we should start with first. What was your first impression of it? Because I'm a newer Lemire fan. Mm-hmm. I just read Sweet Tooth for the first time last month, and you are to me the Lemire fan. So
I'll take that.
So for it should be made of one of his works, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel? Because it's different. And it's a different tone, which we knew before.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Before it came out, they're like, hey, this is more family friendly than the original comic. And I was like, okay. interesting.
Yeah, how are you going to do that? Yeah. So I feel like I've been waiting all my life for a Lemire adaptation because tons of his stuff has been optioned. A lot of it never happened. There was supposed to be an Essex County movie a long time ago. You know, I feel like a lot of his stuff has went through it but never gotten to that point. I'm hoping for a Black Hammer universe situation.
I think it's the natural choice for Netflix, especially because Jupiter's Legacy didn't work.
Yeah.
So boring. And if they're like, man, we have to compete with Amazon's superhero stuff or whatever, I think that's the natural choice. Personally.
I absolutely agree. And I think they can nail it for sure. But yeah, I want to address how I've seen a lot of within our own, let's say our own group, the big comic group that a lot of people watching we are in, there's been a lot of criticism of the show. People are just angry.
I haven't even looked at
how hopeful it is and how it's a different tone. There's a lot of people who like it too. I'm happy to say that I absolutely love the comic. I absolutely love the TV show. You're gonna get different things from it, and I love that. And a lot of people have asked Lemire, "Are you okay with this? Like, is this something?" And he's like, "I knew this from the beginning. You're getting different things. This is a different medium. Like, I'm all about this." And he did talk about how this came out many years ago, and when he wrote this, it was a completely different time than it is now. Even when they started filming this, it was before the pandemic. So it was like, they even had, I think, 3 episodes. The pilot was filmed before then. I think he said 3 episodes were written.
Yeah.
So they didn't even take any of that into consideration, right?
Isn't that wild? It's wildly timed.
I mean, when you watch it, even just the masks and just the situations, it's like, it's eerie, right?
It hits so much differently than what I would think.
Yeah.
Now, or that I would have taken it beforehand. And I'm glad that they took that into account.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So anyway, he's great with it, and I'm great with it, and again, loved it. So I'm very excited. I'm excited they're different. I think it is one of those the comic is a bit of a bummer. I think we can agree. Yeah. It's certainly darker. I think it's beautiful in its own way too, right? And we loved it. We both loved it. And the ending was perfect, I think. Yeah. But the show, I think, is exactly what it needed to be. And I think it's going to get a nice broad audience because of that. Hopefully people are watching it. It has not been renewed. So hopefully we get that second season. But it had a nice fairy tale. I love the narration.
Yeah, I do
throughout
too.
it.
Yeah. One good thing about it being different, because it's not so different that it's not faithful. Because I think, there's a lot of movies or shows that come out that are so wildly different from the medium it comes from that it feels like it's distasteful or not respectful. That's not what this feels like.
Or something totally different, right?
Or, something come out and it mirrors the thing too close, which is the anime manga problem, which is not a bad thing. But for me, let's say I watch this and it is sweet tooth word for word. I know what's happening the whole time. So I probably still like it, but maybe it'd be just a little disappointing. Yeah. But with this, I was like, I know all the players here, but it's still different enough that I was like, I don't know what's going to happen next. It was fun to kind of see okay, how are these characters going to develop? Because it's, they're different than they were before. And what changes are going to happen. Yeah. And the fairy tale aspect, I think, is kind of true to the book, even though we didn't exactly have that, because of the storybook elements that we experienced with those 2 issues of Gus telling it. So I felt that I think Gus was perfect. Gus was the Gus in the book. I think that actually stayed true. Yeah, just a little bit cuter. Yeah, which I think helped. Yeah. Oh, totally. Because he wasn't lanky like he was in there. He's just this kind of cute. Yeah, which I liked a lot. Cute little kid, and he was hopeful. I think the Gus and Sweet Tooth the comic is very hopeful too. So I think they took Gus's
life energy and hopefulness and just kind of spread it throughout the show. Because people saying it's not dark, I think it's still dark. I mean,
it's definitely still dark.
People are still murdered. You just may not see it like you see it in the comic,
It's a different type of dark, and it's still one that I think is poignant, and it still hits. And I think I like that they took they say family friendly. It's not exactly family friendly, like young kids. But you could watch this with like your teens, preteens probably. And if anything, it gives them like a nice sounding board for what's going on right now in a way that's like relatable and hopeful, but also is like has real people. So even though you have that fairy tale lens, stuff is rough in here. It is not easy. But hey, I didn't have to see like potential sexual assault, which is cool.
Yeah, totally. And I think so many years later, that's something that, we can look back and be like, oh, these things are different now.
Yeah.
So we are depicting these differently. James is saying the character design, makeup, and the TV series is amazing. Everything looked real.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
It was beautifully done.
Very good. And I love the casting for everyone.
Perfect. Everyone was perfect.
Oh, my gosh. And I also opened up a thing about the changes, so I know which ones to address.
Nice.
This change, I was slightly sad about,
but makes sense.
It makes sense. We are in America.
Yeah.
He's not an ex-hockey player, but it was.
He's an ex-football player.
And the way they brought him when he had to like run real fast to the train, I was like, "Ooh, he's gonna use his football." And
well, and even when he was like fighting people, he's like, rushing them with his shoulder and things that totally made sense for a football player. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
Oh, and he was perfect casting.
Oh my, he was brilliant.
And I like the change because he's obviously still that same character, but it wasn't such a predictable move. Because before it's like he picks him up, right? He picks up Gus with the intent to bring him to the testing facility. But this is different, which I like. I like having this betrayal aspect to it. You still have the same butt heads. You still have the same learning together. Him opening up, right? It still matters, and his past still matters. It doesn't have to be the same way. It doesn't have to be like I give you away. It's like, oh, it kind of hurts my feelings that you didn't tell me you were one of these guys that hunted like people like me. It still worked. And he's cute. I just like him. I like the actor a lot. So when I saw it was him, I was excited.
Oh yeah, he was so good.
But did you see the controversial Sweet Tooth USA Today front page? People thought hybrid babies were real. I'm not surprised. People are.
People are ridiculous.
I seem to recall that the comic had the ghost of 9/11 hanging, whereas the show obviously has the presence of the pandemic over it. And I don't even know if that was I assume it was intentional this time. I don't know.
Well, and it's hard to say because they started a lot of it before it even happened,
Yeah.
Can we address Freddie's situation?
Let me find it. Here we go.
Well, Hayden, I hate reminding Kristan that she is disappointed in my feelings about Lemire's writing, but was I ever? I didn't know. I don't remember that. Sounds like watching is a better thing to do. I wouldn't say that at all. I think if you're interested in reading it, you need to read it first, and then you need to watch it, because you're going to get a completely different experience in a good way.
They are both so totally worth it in different ways.
Especially that this is complete, so I would read this and then watch something that you're not gonna know where it's going.
Oh yeah,
which is fun.
It's almost like seeing a multiverse, like where these are two parallel universes, but things happen slightly differently.
Even from like the cabin Gus grew up in, not being a tiny shack, instead just like this elaborate thing that his dad made so he can grow up and like experience like gardening and like all these things, and it just felt so much bigger than like the little one we saw in the comic.
I loved Papa, which is a cute dad name.
Yeah.
And I love that character. I love the background we got on him.
Oh, I love the flashbacks.
Oh, it was so good.
So
he was sweet and endearing, and instead of being this religious zealot, which was super interesting. I love that storyline. I love the weird where he dies and he's just in the house. And Gus is just hanging out forever.
Which
I love that.
which we see on the show.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all are saying this isn't dark? That's pretty dark. That's pretty dark.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was nice to see a different kind of him.
Mm-hmm.
Where instead of this like religious zealot where he's just like, you have to do, it's just a more of an angry persona. With Gus, you have a father-son relationship that's very loving, but still careful.
Mm-hmm.
We still get like an overprotective father, as he has to be, but we see one that teaches him how to like survive in a healthy way. And instead of like writing down these like his own Bible, right, and teaches him that it's these his little children's books that he's retold from memory because his dad told him. Oh,
which was so cute.
Sweet. This guy that's like, I thought maybe I could be a children's book author, illustrator, but I'm handy, so I'm a good like maintenance worker, and he uses those skills back at the cabin.
I love that origin of like, because you go from the more like cultish dad in the comic, like taking Gus and like that being a plan to in the show, he didn't want any part of this. Like, he tried to get away from it. He's like, I don't know anything about babies. Sure don't know about hybrid babies. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't want to be a part of this. And then suddenly he's part of it, and he's got this baby that he has to deal with, and people are like trying to find, and it's very different. I think very well done. And Will Forte killed it. He was so good.
So good.
So good.
I was so excited it was him. I was like, oh,
yeah,
Will Forte.
I know. He's great.
Yeah. And at the end, when he's like, I'm the luckiest dad alive to maybe be your dad, basically. That was sweet. And it's still dark.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, throughout this, we're getting those backstories of these other main characters that we didn't get the same for, and it made them really come alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have Dr. Singh, who, oh man.
Stuff with his wife. Oh my gosh.
And they really drew that out, and we know where he's going. We know where he's going.
Well, and that's so different too, right? Because he's pretty unlikable in the comic.
Oh, absolutely. And
pretty darn unlikable.
And kind of forever. Because by the time he turns around, he doesn't turn around as like for the greatness of, everyone. Mm-hmm. It's more like okay, I'm going to put all of my weird religious, like, adoration onto this child. And you're like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. And that's not this at all.
He was consistently creepy.
Yeah, which again,
terrible. Great. Yeah.
I love this one.
That's the thing. I love both depictions of him. Mm-hmm. And I do love that we got a lot of time with him. I think his character is very interesting. Okay. The whole situation with his wife, how they were like literally burning down houses with people who had the sick in it.
Well, yeah, and we talked about that. Like, we get more time with the sick.
Yeah.
Because it was there, but it was almost just like it was a reason to be in a like post-apocalyptic world more so than it was, or excuse to interact or take the hybrid children.
Yeah.
Than it was like a major part of the story, I feel like, before with the comic. Which again wasn't needed, but it was nice to see, like, okay, how does this really affect people?
Mm-hmm.
And you have these people who must be well off that are still living in the suburbs and just kind of checking each other.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the party, I love the like shaky, pinky thing. But yeah, burn that whole guy's house after like, we tested you. You got the sick. We're gonna burn down your whole house with you in it.
We're gonna like cellophane you to this chair so you can't leave, and then
terrifying.
Burn down the house. That's horror.
Terrifying.
Again, people are like, this show's so hopeful. I'm like, yeah, there's certainly elements of that, but that's horrifying.
It was so scary,
and there was no part of that in the comic. No. Okay, so that's what a horrifying element they added. That was like, oh no.
Well, yeah, and then like the last men going and like marking everybody's like territories. They're gonna go like check
with the little ribbon. Oh, that was so scary too. Just the ribbon alone, right?
I know, because you just I think they, people who say that's not as dark. It's a creative darkness. It's a creative.
It's not as visual with the grotesque.
Yeah, it's all up to your imagination.
Yeah, which makes it. I mean, and often we think up creepier things than is even happening. Right? Yeah. We don't need to see that guy murdered, but we know he was murdered, even if it happened off screen, and we're upset about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then like poor Dr. Singh. who's just like, oh, I just get my medicine from this lady. I help my wife out. She's good. And she's like, hey, you can take it. But he doesn't realize he has to take the blood of live hybrid children. And he's like, well, shit. I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I signed up for. And his wife is about it. She's not like, that was interesting to me because I thought she'd be more like, yeah, you got to let me go. She's not. She's like, man, sucks you have to do this for me. Like,
yeah. Like, I want to live, so do it.
Didn't even cross her mind. Like, that's her like area. That's that group's area of privilege, right? Where she's just like, of course you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Even when later he's like, I just can't figure out what to do. And she's like, you know. Like,
yeah.
Okay, Miss Singh.
All right, girl.
Man.
Oh, and can we talk about, I can't remember her name, the girl that travels with them.
Let's see. Do I have it up here? Oh, Bear.
Right. Why couldn't I think of that?
Yeah, because that's new. The tribe of children.
Yeah. Which we saw a group in the comic with the headdresses and like the, animal things on their heads and stuff. But it was different. It was certainly different. That was really fun to see. I love that whole story. And I loved her background. When we saw more and more, and toward the end when she was like opening up more, and we see, I won't ruin that moment, right? But we see, her sister and that whole thing. And I was like, oh, this is the best. This is why we need 100 more seasons of the show, because she's awesome. They're great as a trio.
Oh, I love them as a trio.
Oh, just beautiful.
Because you've got curmudgeon old guy that has begrudgingly kind of fallen for this kid. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, well, shit. I have to be a father figure, protect him because he's so gosh darn cute and hopeful. Yeah. And then you've got Bear, who's just like, I hate grown-ups, but I believe that we shall protect the hybrid children, right? And then they have beef because he was part of that group that like was attacking people.
Yeah.
And Gus just like, quit fighting, just like make it bump fists, get over it.
The best.
Okay, thank you, Joe. That was my biggest gripe about that tribe.
Yeah.
They're like, we love animals, we love hybrid children. Kept a tiger and then used it to kill people?
That's not entirely true anyway, right? Because they were planning to kill Gus.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to let Gus go. I mean, at the end, though.
A few of them were like, we're going to kill him for sure,
yeah.
So they got problems. But yeah, that was terrible. I hated that too.
I was like, come on, guys. Rude.
Mm-hmm. Very rude.
But the comic is a survival horror. The TV series feels like family and finding love and hope.
With murder.
With murder.
Murder and death and, there's some of that, but people are like forgetting that whole, just the cellophane of the chair, houses being burnt. I'm not over that.
No.
Horrifying. Because you think about now, right? You're like, you think about other countries where some terrible things are happening. People are being burned in the streets, right? Because they can't, awful.
Well, and then we also get more of just like learning how regular people feel about hybrid children, which was great and sad. Like that nice family where the kid was like, yeah, my dad says it's your fault, which is like such a mirror.
Yeah.
If you really looked into it, which, it's good we're saying on this channel, not another one, because someone would be like, this side of the channel is too woke. But it does mirror, like, think about Asian Americans right now, or just Asians in general, like, living here with, like, coronavirus and, like, like, hey, it's your fault. You did this, so we get to beat you up. And, like, no, it just happened, my dude. Chill. Stop it. And it's very, like, it's just coincidence, right? It's like, this is their fault. They started it.
It's exactly the same. Yeah.
And even I was so sad for him, too, when he, like, was in disguise, which was so cute.
Which was so smart, too.
Yeah, which I didn't know other kids were, like, dressing up that way.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were dressing up that way and playing Kill the Hybrid Kid games, right? I was like, oh, Poor
Because
Gus.
Gus sees them and is like, oh, maybe friends. And then he hears them talking about that. And he's like, oh, no,
And
where
his
am
poor
I?
little ears.
Oh, his ears couldn't stop moving. Oh, they were adorable.
Oh, or when that kid scratched his ears and his leg moved. That was cute.
It's like, does your leg kick like my dog? Like, then it did.
And Gus is like, you can tell. I should try
Yeah,
this.
we'll see.
Gus. Oh. Team Gus forever. I love Gus in this. I love Gus in the comic, of course, but like Gus, and he's so endearing.
Well, and there's something about seeing him actually talk and his ears move and just the whole situation. That's like, oh, you can't get that from the same thing, you know?
No.
No, and he was like extra cute, right? Just adorable.
Yeah, I'd die for this kid. Are you kidding? Anything.
Just lovely.
So we have a new character, Amy. How'd you feel about Amy?
Which one was it?
She's the former therapist.
Oh,
who
yeah.
ended up going like living in the zoo.
I loved her. I loved her. She was giving me like Rashida Jones vibes.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've never seen this actress before, but she was fantastic. Just like Rashida, right? But yeah, I loved her whole situation. I love the zoo thing. Just taking over that zoo. That was really smart.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how she let everyone out too. She's like, run free, like be alive, and then I'm just gonna, live here. And then, getting what's her face? Why can't I think of anyone's name?
They called her Pigtail in the subtitles. That's the only thing I remember.
Really?
Yeah.
She had a name. Wasn't it Penelope?
Yeah.
Penelope? Is that right?
Probably.
No? Okay.
I don't remember.
Well, that was great. I love that whole storyline change. That was perfect. And then when Bobby appeared,
girl, Bobby, I couldn't wait. I was just when he showed up.
When he popped, I was like, wait, is he gonna talk? I can't handle it.
And oh my god, I love him.
Every time he talked. I keep doing it too. I'm like moving a lot. Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Yes.
When Bobby talked, I can't handle it. I still can't handle it. I loved how tiny he was. He just was so little. I loved how he was like burrowing more because like that was only like one element of the comic where he's like, I gotta go like hibernate. But like he was able to like use that and it really helped everybody, and I love that.
It was way less sad. Well, it's going to be sad regardless. Next season, it's going to be way sad.
Oh my god. I think we're going to cry the whole time.
Oh my god. But I liked that like they had a little bit of happiness gathered together before. Because when we meet them in the comics, they have been in that facility, I mean, who knows how long. Maybe most of their lives, some of them all of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that that's not the case.
Yeah.
In this one.
Oh, Joe's saying, is that girl not Wendy? Yeah, definitely Wendy. We couldn't think of her name. Penelope? I don't know. I think I was thinking of the movie,
Oh, yeah.
Which makes sense.
I love that movie. But I like that we have that time with all of them. It's cute.
Yeah.
And I think it'll make it more impactful when you see them later and it's like sad.
She had a whole like different backstory with her mom and the zoo and just like how they lived. I loved the whole thing she rigged to know if anyone was out there. She had all the security cameras. Like she was killing it.
Oh yeah.
And then when we finally see the big bad, which I can't think of his name either, with the glasses,
General Abbott.
Yes, him, who is terrible. We only get a real hint of his terribleness this season, which is again why next season is going to be, I think, more brutal and also just
I think so too.
Upsetting.
I think they're setting us up.
I agree. They're like, here, it's hopeful and it's lovely and you're gonna like have a nice time, and it's like, are we? We're gonna cry.
Because they're still in the nice like traveling phase.
Yeah.
And then next season it's gonna be like they're all captured phase, which is gonna suck. And I think Amy must be a replacement for the two women.
Oh, mm-hmm.
The two sex workers.
Yeah.
That Jeb befriended.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which I think was a smart choice.
I very much agree. Yeah. at least with their background, you know, like they were good characters.
Oh yeah.
But obviously, you know.
Yeah, and I like the level of like intelligence and like agency this character has in this too. Like in backstory, I appreciate that there's like you kind of have these two, like a mirrored situation a little bit more so with Wendy and Gus.
Yeah. Which was awesome. It was cool to see how like they both lived growing up and surviving as long as they have, because, you know, obviously a lot of them didn't make it past being born even.
Well, yeah, most of them don't talk.
Yeah, and even just being captured or like their parents not wanting them, but here are two kids that have survived and they had loving parents, but still dealing with completely different journeys and lives and situations. And that ending,
it's gonna be rough.
I'm gonna cry loud.
It's gonna be really rough if they play us like with Bobby like they did in the comic books.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
And imagine having to see Jeb and his kid.
Even just seeing the hint of Buddy there.
I know.
I was like, oh, because he had the feet and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh no. He better be alive.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be.
And then he's going to be alive and we're going to cry.
So sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jeb's perfect. Jeb's whole backstory is perfect. I love him. He's the best. Oh, the train scene when he goes for Dog.
Oh my gosh. And I love that meetup with his former teammate, which was again similar to a situation in the comic where that happened. And I love that guy in the comic, but the guy in the train was perfect too. And I loved that whole thing. Yeah, him getting Dog was perfect.
And you can tell that second when they're like, "Why'd you?" and he brought out Dog, totally earned Bear's respect. Because she had a lot to work from with him.
Yeah,
but he was the whole cute. It's such, you know, it can be a cliche situation, but I love it regardless. Where he's like, "I'm gonna do something stupid."
Yep. Just so well done. It was all well done. I loved every character. I love the changes. I'm good with the changes. I still love the comic. You know, I think you can love them both differently.
Oh yeah, and I super love them both. And that's a blessing. Because usually it's one or the other. With a lot of like comic book stuff, I feel like. Yeah,
it's either you really love it or you really hate it. Or like you're just mad about every change, you know? And I never felt that even once. I was like, why'd they do that? I was like, oh, this makes sense. This also makes sense.
I love the Boys comic. I love the Boys show, not the comic. I'm not a fan of the comic book.
Yeah.
I do not like the Lock and Key show. Love Lock and Key, the comic. Invincible, I love the show more. I think the comic's good. This, love both.
I'm with you.
That's big. Freddie, I'm hoping that they don't.
Yeah, I think it's going to be different. We already know it's different, right? Because instead of this whole history like we had in the comic with the curse, it's totally different. It's already explained.
Then,
you know?
Yeah, but didn't they still find something in Alaska still? Couldn't it still be kind of like
I don't know what's happening in Alaska still,
because
right?
They didn't show all of it.
Yeah.
I bet they're still gonna have it. It's just we're not really gonna see everything.
I imagine it'll be something different though.
Yeah, I think a little bit different.
They're gonna have to say it's something different, right? Like,
well, yeah, we can't do that.
So there's gonna be some different element to that for sure. But yeah, something's going on in Alaska. Which we never found out, right? We just kept seeing like ice and like things that they were.
Yeah, and we know that Birdie.
Yeah, and that part, of course,
did something related to that. I still think they'll bring that in. I think I'd like some semblance of that still. I thought it was neat that's what it came out to be.
It was interesting. There's still
but if
maybe
they don't,
like,
I'll still like it. It's just it's a fun idea that if it's like this was out of humanity's control, like it just kind of matched, you know, Gus's dad's idea and Bear's idea of what this all is.
well, clearly there's something more happening than we understand. Because why else would she be there, still working on something?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it doesn't. Something's going on we don't know about.
And love that. Love Birdie. Love whatever's happening with this.
I mean, her as a character and, you know, his dad. I mean, they were both just.
I like it.
Yeah, just both perfect.
I like the hopefulness with it.
I loved that he found, or they all found the house of Birdie's co-worker.
Yeah.
And she was great too.
Oh, she was so great.
I feel like every character, they're just like, oh, they're great. They're great.
Yeah, well, they're so multifaceted. Like, and she was a nice add-in. I think it was necessary to kind of like have somebody along the way so they're not completely given up.
Right, for sure.
Because regardless, I mean, Gus still goes through it.
Right.
In this whole situation. Because he's like, everything's a lie. No one's ever told me the truth. Everything sucks now, right? Yeah. And then you have this person, too, who has such a great platonic love. And such a great sounding board for Bear, too. So the show and comic is like Rose's World and Who. It's the same but slightly different. Yeah.
That's fair.
You're still going to see, like, all the same major players, the same basic storyline. But I think what's great about the show is that what happens very quickly in the comic book, we have more time with it.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time,
for sure,
like Gus, I would say gets captured pretty early in the comic book. But I like that we have more time before that. It's going to mean more for you to travel with Gus and like basically get where he planned to go. All that hope has driven him. He's gathered two friends, right? His newfound family, for that to be stripped away just when it's getting good. And not just for him, but for Wendy and her new family too. You've just watched these 3 different storylines happen.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched it, you've grown with them throughout. Everything seems to be kind of okay. It's working out. And then just everything's stripped away and everyone's brought together at the end.
Yeah.
For you to explore next season. And you're like, oh, shit.
It's going to go down. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. Why? I really should have, thought about this more. The guy that's the evil guy's brother.
Oh, yeah. Is he going to be in this, do you think?
He was in it.
I was in. Oh, maybe.
And I just thought the casting.
Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, which we didn't see much of him, but the casting was already perfect, right?
He was perfect.
He's got the look. I mean, it was just like
I think
dead
it
on.
didn't clicked because I was expecting to see him in like the basement.
Oh yeah. Well, you could tell because like he was already nicer than everyone else, and he was caring. Yeah, exactly. That was perfect. I love that.
Yeah, he was good. Now that I know that.
Mm-hmm. Loved him.
Well, and the casting for General Abbott, like.
Oh, I mean, the guy looks.
That guy is super scary.
Yeah, looks just like him. Is scary. Had the presence. Yeah. That was like a straight out of the comic moment for sure. His whole look was just like, okay, yeah, I'm scared of this guy.
Oh yeah, when he went to go talk to the doctor, that was sad.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm out of it. I'm done. Don't worry, I gave it to somebody else. He'll carry on. He's like, okay, that's good. Everybody did. Like, she's just an old lady.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. She's dancing to music, having a good time.
Yeah, that was rough. Mm-hmm. Just to reiterate, a lot of people still die in this. They kept that alive. You may not see it all, but it happens.
And I thought it was done nice.
Yeah.
Like when Gus's dad dies.
Yeah.
You know he's dead. But you just see the shadow. I kept thinking about how much I liked that in this, how it suited this, because you just see the shadow of him.
Mm-hmm.
You never get like up close again when he's like dead.
Yeah, which was just eerie enough, right?
Very different from like the rotting corpse of the comic, which also I love.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
Mm-hmm. It worked well with the whole atmosphere, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope I'm assuming this is doing well. People are watching it. I don't know. I haven't talked to regular people.
It's been, I know, right? It's been number one on Netflix for whatever that's worth.
Well,
as far as like the trending. Yeah.
That's good then.
Yeah, for sure. So,
and hopefully this will lead to more Lemire stuff getting.
Oh my gosh. We need it. Yeah. Black Hammer. Come on. We got to do it. Even just like, I would love like an underwater welder movie. That would be great. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's perfect size for that.
Oh, absolutely. They should pick up Black Hammer though.
Limited series Royal City would be amazing. Oh yeah, just gotta read that.
And then people will be like, "Oh, it's your Essex County multiverse." Which that was fun too. All the little Easter eggs to like his works. I loved that.
Yeah.
I was like, Essex County.
Yeah. I was like, that's cute because like you get little shout outs to like people who are, you know, big comic fans. They didn't have to do that. A lot of them don't, right? That's neat.
Yeah, I'm glad Robert Downey Jr. put this together, which is random.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and his wife. Apparently they can make good TV.
People know, you know, I think people know more lately that like comics are the place to go. Like, I mean, obviously people always gone towards books to make stuff, but I think more and more people in the business are like, okay, we can make good money by picking up random, not as well-known comic books.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like to the populace. Because
totally.
Seth Rogen has been just doing it. He's like, no, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
He's a big fan.
He's so smart. Yeah.
Yeah, always has been. But I'm glad. I hope this means more. And this one was good. So that's great.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we did get, because Umbrella Academy still, I mean, a lot of people like that. People who didn't even like, don't like comics or that kind of thing love Umbrella Academy. That's true. Some regulars I know have seen it, heard good things, and typically the adaptations start rolling in quick after the first. Yeah. True. Good deal. You just clone yourself. I'm seeing double now. Maybe there's two icons. Oh yeah, that is. Who is he? What are you doing? Who's the real one? We'll never know. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I don't even know what else to say about 10 out of 10. I feel exactly the same. Totally. I'm very invested. I need more. I need to renewed right now. Don't wait around, Netflix. Don't push me around like you did with Santa Clarita Diet, which I'll never get over. I can't talk about. Well, okay, because Netflix. Here we go. It's just Netflix rant time, right? Yeah. So there's a few like of my favorite shows on Netflix that will never be continued because Netflix did not advertise it at all. One, Sense8, which is perfect. I've heard this, and you would love it. I'm sure I would. Very good. It's still good, even though. Did they give it an ending? Is that right? They came back. Yeah, the best that they could. Okay. They gave us a movie. Well, that's something, I guess. That's something. Very good. And 2, the OA, which I loved. Oh, thank you. And the Get Down. Netflix. But yeah, I also love Santa Clarita Diet. Oh, and that ending. I'm like, what did you just do to me? I know. I'm forever sad about it. And yet some things just go on for so long and you're like, yeah. You know, they better keep around Atypical. I know we talked about this last time, but I swear. I thought we were only getting one more season. That's it. I thought it was canceled. What? This is news to me. I was pretty sure we were just getting one final season. That's it. Man. I'm sorry. Okay, at least they can end it, though. I mean, at least if they know that early. Yeah. That's something, I guess. I know. I'm sad. I know. It's rough. Oh, yeah, and Sabrina, too. Because that one got canceled, which was wild to me. I was like, because I don't know if we're watching. I just assume you're all watching the same thing I am. So I get very confused. I know COVID ruined a lot of shows. Yeah. Because they were just like, we can't. Oh, man, Teenage Bounty Hunters was good, James. I'm sad about that, too. It's rough. But I think Sweet Tooth has staying power.
Yeah,
And we don't
I
need
hope
we don't need a ton of seasons either.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I think honestly they could probably wrap it up in 3, like one per book or something,
Yeah, and if they need to, they could wrap it up in 2.
Yeah.
But I think 3 is the appropriate amount. Because you want to be able to have like the last episode or so be the epilogue or whatever.
Right. And
if
that'll
be interesting.
And because they're dragging some stuff out or they're adding a lot of material, I mean, they could go on beyond that too. And I think still make a really great story.
I'd be fine with that. Not Netflix, but Stumptown cancellation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good.
Low. Has any Netflix show lasted more than 4 seasons other than Orange is the New Black? 13 Reasons Why, probably.
Yeah. which we both loved.
I watched
garbage.
all of it.
Yeah, we did. We both did. We loved it.
It's not that it's good.
No, it's not.
But you know what? Those are real teenagers, though. Can I say?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes,
they are 100%. Annoying as hell.
Yep.
They make bad decisions and they're so self-involved. That's real teenagers. Mm-hmm. They suck.
Yeah, they totally did.
And I lived for 13 reasons.
Didn't we find out, like, doing a show that we both watched it and then just lost our minds for the rest of the...
I think so, because I don't know anybody else.
So apologies to anyone who saw that, but like...
Because you know me, I don't have guilty, like, watches. I genuinely enjoy the things that I watch, even if they're bad.
Yeah.
That might have to be one of them, because
I'm with you.
I do feel a little guilty about it.
But we're admitting it, so we're telling the internet right now.
Ooh, that was going to be my next recommendation. Since you like that, you'd love Sex Education if you haven't watched.
Okay. Is that teenagers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one with, Gillian Anderson from X-Files. She's the mom, and she's a sex therapist.
Okay. Oh, okay. I've heard of this one.
Her son, like, takes her advice, starts, like, counseling kids at school, because he's heard a lot from her, because she's, like, too much. It is so funny. Gabby has good taste. I love that show. Ellie and I both.
I like Jillian, so I'll watch that.
Oh, yeah. She's great in it. Beautiful. I love Jessica Jones. Yeah. I didn't care about the rest of the shows, really.
I'm with you. I just wanted more Jessica Jones. They could have went on and on with that one. Like, just give her different cases all the time, have a big bad. Come on. Like,
the other shows dragged her down.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe it's because Disney bought it, I guess, but still.
That's a good point. Stranger Things probably get a 5th and final season. Yeah.
I'll watch that still.
Yeah, me too. People like crapped on the last season. Like, I liked it. I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed it consistently.
I'm just there for
Hopper. Yeah. Come on. Who is it?
I don't care what happens to anybody else. I just care about that man. That's it.
I know. I'm with you.
I know what I'm about.
And after that last season, it's like, what are we doing? What's happening?
I know.
Yeah,
I just want everyone to like let shows have at least like 4 seasons. At least they can wrap up things with things.
Yeah, and that's a good run.
Just like with the age of like the internet now, if you're gonna cancel it, be like, okay, hey, we're gonna cancel you. We're gonna give you like 3 episodes or a movie, or like a very limited run series for you to wrap up your stuff.
Yeah, or even
so fans don't freak out.
Yeah, or even like, hey, this is your final season. Like, wrap it up, right? Like, if that's right about Atypical, which I believe you, and I'm sad, but just wrap it up then. Like, tell me what's going on. I guess that makes sense. He's going to college, right? Like, okay. But I'm sad.
I know.
The last season was the best one.
I know. Well, I'm excited for Umbrella Academy the next season. I know people flip-flop on it. I really like it. That'll be fun. And no one... I know everybody has different favorite characters. I like Gorilla Man. I don't apologize for it. I don't care. I love him.
Love that.
He's a himbo. And he's a himbo in Black Sails, and I love him there too.
Oh, I see what's going on. Okay.
Listen, you know. Gabby, I am catching up on Handmaid's Tale for you. That show makes me so sad, though. That's one show I'm like, I can't watch all in one go.
It's brutal.
It wants to suck out everything from you.
Yeah, I haven't went there because I already know.
It's rough. And then you watch it the whole time and you're like, persecuted lady in this religious area. I'm like, but you're like a big time Scientologist.
Yeah, that's a thing.
But Rory Gilmore's in it. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I love how you call her that. That's great. You're like, that's her name. That's her name.
Well, yeah, all I can do is name people like, I'm like, Rory Gilmore,
Lorelai.
The one gay person I remember from Orange is the New Black.
The one?
No, there's a ton. But the one that died.
Which one?
And the gay one from But I'm a Cheerleader.
Oh, yeah, Natasha. Yeah. Natasha Lyonne. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Playing a gay.
She's great.
As she's meant to do.
Hey, did you finish
what?
Love Victor?
No.
Oh, please. Please.
Not a show, but watched. Okay, there's a lot of extra words in here. I'm assuming you watched Order 84 and Army of the Dead and Disappointed? Army of the Dead is bad, but I want people to watch it.
Oh, I'm going to watch it.
Because it's
I'm going to watch it for Tig.
Tig.
Yeah.
See, again, this is why I wish we had a podcast so I could complain about it, because the movie makes no damn sense. On paper, Army of the Dead, perfect. A heist movie set in like zombie-infested Las Vegas. Everything to me. That's perfect. Dave Bautista there and he's a dad. Forget about it. It is so dumb. It's just full of plot holes.
I've heard this,
and people are like, oh my God, Zack Snyder did it again. Like, shut up.
He did it again as in more plot holes, right?
Premise? Sure. But it's not like, I was like, yeah, what? Doesn't make any damn sense.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be bad, but I gotta see it.
And every shot is, I feel like it was all shot with like a prime lens, which is when you have just the person, like a lot of bokeh behind you.
Uh-huh.
All of it. Everyone's just like mostly out of focus the whole time.
That's hilarious.
People are like, oh my God, his vision. Yeah, but what about the robot zombies that they don't explain? The 2 robot zombies. How?
That doesn't even make any sense.
Damn it, Zack Snyder. Ever since they just watched that one badass get eaten for 2 full minutes of acting ending. Yeah, it's so bad. Zack Snyder should be a general ideas man, but shouldn't be allowed to make those ideas. I agree. It's possible it was just like Zack Snyder was his own DP. I believe it. He wanted to make it. He was like, no, I wanted to make this like 5 movies, and I'm like a bigger, I don't know, zombie verse. Like, no. I still can't believe it was Zombie Bang.
What? Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What is this movie?
Okay. It's like no, Joe, there's just 2. Don't, and you wouldn't know unless you like were looking.
Okay.
It's like he really wanted to be Resident Evil so bad.
Oh, but he
couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Oh, I love how Hayden binged Love Victor season 1 this weekend. Better than it had any rights to be. I know, right? Season 2, dare I say, even better.
Season 1's very good.
It's great. That ending, oof. We got to talk about it. Please, someone watch it.
Hulu's got some great shows.
Yeah.
Every time they have a new original one or like a movie, I just watch it. Like Plan B, perfect.
I keep meaning to watch that.
I watched all of Shrill.
I watched that too.
Oh shit! All of Pen 15 is like the best comedy I've seen in 5 years. Have you watched it?
No.
Oh my God.
It's one on our list too, but no, we haven't gotten there.
You have to watch it with Reed because Reed would
love it. He's been like demanding it.
My sister's
like, we have to finish Mighty Ducks.
Oh please.
Yeah.
Well, now that Mighty Ducks is done, I only have for Disney. I just have Loki.
We just got to the part where his dad shows up. Like that whole thing happened. And then he kidnapped him and made him go to the game, and I was like, I'm getting all the feelings. Yeah.
I would marry Emilio Estevez in a fucking heartbeat, even though he has like no money, he's in debt, and owns like a crappy ice rink. I'm like,
it's the best.
You live upstairs. Say less. Any day.
Yeah.
Short man. I love him.
I love him next to Lord Graham. Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's tiny. It's great.
They're so cute. Oh my God, so cute. They're doing a prequel series about the Safecracker, the animated series too. The Safecracker that they didn't need. I need you to break into my casino in the middle of Vegas. Bring a Safecracker. Why? Don't you know the code? It's your safe. Why? Sorry, I'm losing it. Have you tried High School Musical, the series, or Big Shot? I haven't watched either.
I haven't either. I have heard good things about High School, the musical, the series, because
I have too.
Don't you just love the title?
I really do. People say it's really good.
I've heard good things.
It'll happen eventually. I watched all of Descendants and both of the Zombies movies, so.
I mean, I suffered through Glee. I feel like I can do that too.
Oh God. Didn't we all?
Yeah, we did.
I did watch Woke because Winston from New Girl's in it.
Oh.
And I love
He's
him.
great. He's great.
He's great. I feel like there's a bunch of new shows coming up soon or something, but I'll forget again. This week is just a video game announcement week anyways, so that's all that's happening this week is it's Electronic Entertainment Expo. Where they announce all the new games, and then I can just be frustrated.
Yeah,
just be like,
that sounds fun. That's a good vacation spent, right?
I love watching those award. I like if people like a lot of like games don't even go to it anymore. Like Sony has like a separate thing, but I love watching it and be like, what? This is dumb. But there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct, so they'll talk about like we're adding one more thing to Animal Crossing, so maybe you guys will come back and play it. And I'll be like, no.
Remember when we were all into it? It's like I don't know what's happening with my store, my trees, or fish. I don't know. I haven't touched that forever.
You know what? It did what it needed to do.
That's right. I agree.
And
it was there for us.
I need for you and Reed to play It Takes Two. That's all I want.
I need to do that.
I want you to play it so bad. I would literally. You know what? There's no way you get set up, but like, man, I don't like watching people play games on Twitch. That's not my deal. I get it. But I would gladly watch you and Reed play this game. It would be so funny. You guys would be like the perfect Twitch gaming duo. I'm like, this is great. Where Reed is Reed and you're like, no, we have to focus on this. Let's go. Come on. And then you would get distracted by all the cute things around.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God, look at these tiny little bumblebees. Oh my God.
And Reed would be terrified because he's scared of bees. It'd be a good time. You're right. We got to do that.
The game's so good. And then one day you'll get to a certain scene and you'll call me and be like, Maddie, what the fuck was that? I'm like, I know.
Oh.
That's dark. You want to talk dark? It's a 5-minute scene. It takes 2. And you're like,
we got to
therapy.
I got to download this. We got to get going.
I want you to play it so bad. When Near Mint Condition 2.0 comes out, you both need a TV talk show. That's true.
That's a good idea.
That can be the nonsense show.
Yeah, like don't expect us to even tell you what this episode's about. We're just going to throw things out that we liked about it. We're not going to tell you what's up. We're just going to be like, remember that time with that guy? What's his name? I don't know. But like with the hair, and wasn't that the best? Yeah, it was. That's the whole episode.
Seriously, it's like every true crime podcast I watch. Where like the first 20 minutes are not about anything. It's about their personal lives, what they're watching, and then 40 minutes of crime that they get distracted in. I would love that.
It's the best. I love it.
I want a show where we don't have a purpose. It's just like, I don't know. We wanted to talk about this thing, so we're going to talk about this thing. So like a Maddie and Kristan talk show. That's what we'll call it. And be like, we decide what's happening after, because we don't know.
I'm telling you, when you finish Love Victor Season 2, let's go on my channel. I'm saying it publicly right now. Okay. Anyone watching, Hayden finished Season 2. We're just going to word vomit about it, okay? We're not going to... It's just because that end, we're going to lose our... I think you're just... See, I can't even finish the sentence. It's going to be great.
I love it.
Good. Oh, and then once Atypical Season 4 finally comes out, we're going to have a lot to say, I think.
Yeah, and you Season 3, if you watch that, because I
do. Of course. Of course. Where is you Season 3 at?
And the next Dexter season, basically the same thing.
Yeah, I
Why
heard
do you
that's
live
bad.
so far away?
We gotta fix it.
I know.
Yeah.
Just like, don't go to work this week and come stay at my house all week. More
Yeah,
vacation.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm coming. Let me call in.
I will pay you a very small amount of your money of you get paid to just be here.
Perfect.
But room and board, we'd feed you.
I mean,
And
that's
Robin's
worth it.
here. You can pet her as much as you want.
That's all you had to say, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Done. And I would just like selfies constantly. I'd just be like, look who's here. And like, we know. I'm like, live stream.
Yeah, we'd go on and be like, we have to share this camera and mic.
We're together in real life, you guys. You know, okay, so I have a picture. We're going to end it soon, I promise you guys. I know this is not exciting. I have a framed picture of you, me, Reed, and Tina.
Oh, yeah.
When we got to meet in My Favorite Murder Show.
Yeah.
And now I create my dog when I leave. This is going to make sense in a second. But my dog destroyed that frame. But I still have the picture. Just laying on the thing. Oh, no.
That's a good picture. We were all like soaked. It was pouring. We were just like, oh,
yeah.
so where we're at.
Gwen Stefani shirt.
Yeah.
It's just a shirt with bananas on it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good times.
We'll
do that again
we
one
should
day.
go. Our next show is when? When do we decide to?
Hold on. I believe not this coming Wednesday.
The Wednesday after.
The 23rd. I know that's weird, y'all.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. I'm working the whole weekend, 12-hour shifts. It'd be hard. We would have to do like a really late show.
Yeah,
to do a show that day.
Back to 23rd. What are we doing again? I'm so sorry.
Oh, we literally haven't decided.
Okay, thank God.
So,
I thought we did, and I was just doing this again. We're like, you're the keeper of knowledge, and I've just failed you again.
No, absolutely not. That's the one we had a hole in. So we were like, well, we should probably read something short or like have some idea, maybe other idea. I don't know. Shit. Yeah. You know, are people interested? Anyone watching still? I enjoy like TBR videos. Like these are books we want to read we haven't gotten to yet. Want to do something like that? Or we could read something. I mean, whatever. But I'm sure there's plenty that we have that we're like, why haven't, you know?
Like 60% of my books.
Yeah. But, you know, we could just like get a little stack and kind of just be like, this is what, we should read this, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That's just an idea.
Let's play on that. And then, like, if anyone has any ideas for books, you can, like, comment it below. Don't put it in the chat right now because I will not remember.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments or message us on social, like Twitter or Instagram. Or tweet it at us.
That would be great.
I'm doing this motion.
Gabby likes TBR ideas, so thanks, Gabby.
I trust Gabby.
But yeah. Oh, talk about Mighty Ducks Game Changers. We could do that.
Could you imagine?
Like, welcome to Fangirlz Simple.
We're going to talk about Mighty Ducks.
We're going to talk about this Disney Plus show now. We're too invested in.
I'll just cry. It'll be
me too.
Okay, so we'll be back Wednesday the 23rd in 10 days from now. And then, of course, the last Sunday of the month will be One Piece.
Yes.
You did, Freddie. Thank you. I do have it. But I appreciate the reminder anyways because your girl, her brain doesn't work. So
I feel that.
Yeah, so thank you all for hanging out, especially towards the end when we just like
talk
out
about
with each
shows
other.
And stuff. Yeah.
We appreciate you, I promise.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. And, you know, have a good night. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Not too late to buy me a present for my birthday. Just kidding.
Yeah, grab that Sweet Tooth Compendium.
And we will see you all soon.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.